Alright, day trading recap for July 9th, 2019. So I was watching Overstock because it had been moving up recently, and you can see here this is a daily chart. It had crossed above the 20 SMA and the 50 SMA, and it was moving up. So this was yesterday. It was approaching that 200 moving average, which is so crucial on the daily chart. And you could see that it opened right below it, and then it blew through it today. And I'll show you on this VWAP. I didn't find a good entry because it was these candles weren't very tight, and you can see it started above VWAP on this 5-minute chart and then dropped and then recovered VWAP, and that's probably where I should have started taking notice. And then when it broke the high of the day here at about 1789, it just moved up to 19 and kept going. So that was a good move for a lot of people today that got into this one early, especially if you got in right when it broke VWAP the second time around 1735, because you could have ridden it all the way up to about 19, almost $2. So yeah, so that was a good play today. Didn't get in it. What I got into was LYB. I'll show you that. So this is Lyondellbasell or whatever. I do not know how to say it, but this is a stock that if you look at the yearly moving average, or the yearly chart or the daily chart, kind of tight candles moving sideways for the last few days. It opened up, it kind of gapped up to the 200 moving average. Again, that is so crucial, that 200 moving average. And as soon as it gapped up to it, it rejected it. And that's when I was watching it today. So it rejected it, and this is like a downward wedge that I like to see the wedges up. I try and look for stocks that are moving up with this wedge here, where you have the VWAP moving down and 200 moving average kind of flat, and usually you can get within this wedge is a nice place to look for stocks to pop right over that 200 moving average. I usually look on the long side where the 200 moving average is above VWAP, and VWAP's moving up nice and smooth and creates that wedge in the other direction. But here would have been a good one if you were watching this. You got in right when it popped through the 200 moving average, this 5-minute 200 moving average, and around 87.20ish you could have gotten in and ridden it all the way down to 84, so 84.75, so a big move down. So anyway, I got in this one late, as you could see, and I'll show you on this. This is what I like to look for, especially when shorting a stock. You see this, it's riding that 8 AMA, not exactly smooth, but it starts to smooth out here, right? And it's using that as resistance, and the 20 SMA is kind of right above it. So I got in right here at about 85, what was my 85.12. Got in at 85.12. I said, all right, if it comes back up to this 20 SMA, I'll get out. So 85.38ish was my exit, my must exit area. So that was my stop. But luckily, it kept moving down. Had a couple two big move down candles down here. Moved sideways a little, and I was just looking for it to get to about 84.77, 84.76, and that's where it got to. And I just took all my shares out. I was just happy to get a nice little move down there. So got in at 85.12 for the short, and got out at 84.77. So about a 35-cent drop, 36-cent drop really, and that was good for the day. That was all I needed. You can see that the reason I got in, even though it had been down a lot, it was still using that as resistance. So that ended up being a really good trade. It's probably going to continue down. It looks like it's keeping up with that pattern. It's going to hold that. I probably could have just kept moving my stop up to about right above this 8 EMA. But I wasn't sure if it was going to bounce off of basically at any point at this point, because it's been down so much. I didn't know how extended it really was. The volume is still okay, so it wasn't like there was volume kicking in for the long side. Just wanted this nice little move, and that was all I needed. So I know a lot of people were looking at AXIA because of they're buying. What was the news? They are acquisition of something. Doesn't matter. It was moving a big time on the day. You can see it gapped way up today, all the way up to about 65 something, down from here, 48ish area. So a lot of people were watching that just to see how it behaved. It's just moving sideways. There's really nothing you can do. It looks like it's below VWAP now, but who knows? And then on the 8 and the 20, it's just there's no real action going on here because it gapped up so much. It's just kind of moving sideways. So yeah, that wasn't it. Overstock was the other one, like I showed before. That's about it. Those were the only stocks. So yeah, that's it for today. Good win in LYB is all I needed. All right, good luck trading. I'll see you next time.